growing up pains, it says it all, doesn't it? I'm quite sure a lot of you can remember when you were in your formative years, going through all the frustrations, unknowns, and the stress of not knowing or how to behave and what to do. I'm going to talk to you tonight on one specific experience that I really, truly went through. But before I do that, I'll give you an explanation of what I mean, what I want to say. Experiences. When I was quite young, experiences, I thought that the best way to lead my life would be to go through the experience and learn from that experience. That's what, yes, okay, so off I went. Maybe about 2-3 months later, sat down again and to reevaluate my original thesis. Came to the conclusion that this is too hard. I've gone through hardships, I've gone through pain, I've gone through frustrations, a lack of not knowing what's going to happen. And I said, no, I've got to review my approach and make it better. So I said, how can I make it better? And I came to the conclusion, I'm a teenager. I've got many, many friends who are teenagers. I said, I know, I'm going to be clever. I'm going to watch my peers, and every experience they go through, I will make conclusions. And then I've got my manual of how to live your life, basically. So instead of having to go through the hardships, sometimes waking up and finding that you're in a police cell because you don't know what you've done, and so on and so forth. So, this one experience is when I was at secondary school. I went to secondary school in Africa, a place called Ghana. I was very fortunate to go to quite a prestigious secondary school. We had all the facilities. Before I go on, it was a boys' secondary school, so just pure boys, pure fun, mischief. you know what I mean. So this is in Africa, in Ghana. The school was kind of cut out of the forest. So we didn't have walls or any sort of boundaries. It was just the forest. So of course we would break bounds, go into the forest, chase the animals and cut down trees for the avocado pears or something like that. But anyway, we're fortunate enough to have a miniature zoo in this school. In the zoo we had crocodiles, we had loads and loads of different sorts of snakes, we had baboons, we had monkeys. And one of the things which was a regular occurrence was the baboons would pick their lock and come out and roam around the campus. And of course all the students would be running away until the zookeeper came up and caught them and put them back in. There was one guy, he was a senior, my senior, who we called him Pepe. It's not his real name, but I don't know how he got that name, Pepe Santo. Up to this day, I only know that his first name was Edwin. I don't know his surname. Pepe Santo. Being at a boarding school, he made good use of his provisions. He would go to the kitchen staff and hand over all his soap to the kitchen staff on the pretext that every time we had rice, they would give him the bottom part of it, which has been burnt to the pan. So we used to call that carpet. And it was something which all the students really wanted, but we didn't know that Pepe had bribed them already. So every time we went, we were too late. No, it's not Pepe, it's not Pepe. On one day, one evening, Pepe picked up his carpet from the kitchen staff, but we had also heard that in the afternoon, the baboon had broken its cage. So he came out of the kitchen with his carpet, turns a corner, who does he meet? The baboon. And the baboon sits there, looks at him, looks at the carpet, snatches it from Pepe. Everybody in the dining hall, because the dining was adjacent to the kitchen, everybody in the dining hall said, oh, look, Pepe and the baboon, Pepe and the baboon. So everybody kind of rushes to the windows. And there's Pepe, looking at the baboon with his carpet. And he said, I'm not having any of this. So he snatched it back. And everybody in the dining was like, no, Pepe, just leave it, run, come, carpet, what are you talking about? And then there's a baboon, scratching his head, looking at Pepe again, and he snatched it again. But this time he snatched it, and of course the right hand went round, slapped Pepe, and he went to the floor. Pepe got up. Pepe got up, shook his head, looked at himself and says, I'm not going to let you go. I've sacrificed all my soap. This is him telling us the story afterwards. He said, what was going through his head is, he's not going to let it go. He's sacrificed all his soap. He's going to take that carpet. So he snatches it and smacks the baboon. The baboon rolls over, and then he stands up, and he goes rushing at Pepe. And it was just a big brawl. They were rolling, and then all of a sudden we heard this scream. Ah! What's going on? The baboon had bitten Pepe. And we could see the blood on his arm. And it was, oh, Pepe, come on, leave it. Everybody in the town was shouting, Pepe, leave him, come, we'll open the door for you. And then, no, Pepe just rushed in on the baboon, and rolling. Then we heard a squeal. And then, what's that? It's the baboon. And actually, Pepe had taken a bite out of the baboon. So anything that the baboon did to Pepe replied likewise. And I think the bite which Pepe took out of the baboon was enough for it, and it ran straight back to its cage. But Pepe ended up going to the hospital and having, so in the end he had to forfeit his carpet. But I learned from that that some experiences are better learned from your peers. You don't need to suffer yourself, because there was no way I was going to fight with a baboon.